Black Sort of Patriot here. Let's look at those photos that Q posted. Thanks to Dr. Jerome Corsi, we have decoding of the Q post pictures. So here we go. These were posted on 1/18/2018. There will be links in the description to where you can read the Q post and also to this QAnon Decode post, Thursday Photographs by Dr. Corsi. Thank you very much, Dr. Corsi. I do not take credit for this decoding, but I will be adding a little bit of my opinions and analysis here. This is Black Conservative Patriot. Here we go. This first picture here, key financiers of the liberal CIA network. So that'd be George Soros, David Rockefeller. This is from left to right. Bill Gates Sr. and Ted Turner. The bottom are the widow of Walter Annenberg and Brooke Astor, the widow of Vincent Astor. Okay, going on to the, well, let me just comment on this one. George Soros, David Rockefeller, Bill Gates Sr., someone I have not investigated and will have to do more investigation, Ted Turner. Now, let's remember, Ted Turner was the biggest news empire media guy several years ago, before the advent and the growth of the internet, Google, Yahoo, etc. So it makes sense that with Operation Mockingbird controlling the news narrative and the information narrative, that Ted Turner, who was the kingpin of a huge conglomerate and news empire, would be involved in this. Kind of funny because Ted Turner's kind of fallen away. But if you think about it, let's make the connection. Ted Turner's wife, right? Very interesting, very outspoken liberal activist, Jane Fonda, back in the day, before my time, but I am aware of some of the liberal anti-American stances she took in the past. Of course, she was right on some things, because even a broken clock is right, 2 times a day. But we can see this is very interesting. I never looked into Ted Turner being involved in the cabal. It's obvious now, like a lot of things, when you get a peek at some information or someone just drops a breadcrumb or nugget your way, you start making connections and connecting the dots. So this is very interesting to me. And also I'm going to start looking more into Bill Gates Sr. Right, here we go. Post number 29 from 1/18/2018. Q. And obviously we have here Pope Francis, and then we have governing several people on the World Jewish Congress. So including David D. Rothschild and others. I don't know these other folks. So a lot of investigation to do here, a lot of rabbit holes to go down, obviously. So if you guys have any input, my great subscribers and those who are just discovering my channel, feel free to put those in the comments. I'm actually working on a video where I talk about some of the breadcrumbs and other nuggets and suggestions and rabbit holes that some of you guys have pointed out in my past videos. So no surprise here that the Vatican Bank and the Vatican will be somehow involved in the unraveling of the international cabal, pedo elite, Satanist, globalist, New World Order, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. Sick individuals who want to have power over you and I and rob everyone of their freedom, fortune, and liberty. Let's move on. Now this one's interesting graphic and obvious. We all know that Obama's a puppet, and what Q's trying to show us here, obviously it's George Soros and Rothschild here. But if you notice, there's a little ear to the left, and that ear belongs to Obama, the Soros and Rothschild New World Order puppet. I've talked about this in several videos. Go ahead and search my past videos if you're interested in my opinion of Obama. But my opinion of Obama has not changed since 2008, 2007, when he was running, and Facebook was doing some very, excuse me, not Facebook, my friends and family were doing some very interesting things. And at that time, which I'll talk about some other time, but got a lot of flack for being a black American and trying to point out from the very beginning that Obama was not legitimate and that he was a closet socialist, if not anarchist. When he was running again in 2000 for the second term, I again opposed him, and that's when I started having problems with Facebook, shadow banning my comments, erasing my comments, deleting my posts. That's when they verified to me that the deep state is real. But we know him to be a puppet. Moving on, post number 31. This is again Pope Francis, and he's kissing the hand of Holocaust survivors at Yad Vashem. Don't know the significance of this. If you guys have any ideas, obviously this has to do with Zionism and the control of several things happening from Israel and Mossad and what have you. But I don't know the exact significance of this photo. Feel free to help me crowdsource some information if you've got more insight. Post number 32. This is a fundraiser at the home of Steve and Judy Gluckstern on April 9th, 2007. And this is Obama, the fraud puppet, wowing people. My wife and I have talked about this. I've never have been fooled. And I'm not saying anything special because there's people who fooled me in the past. I'm human. But Obama never, ever struck me as a great orator. He always struck me as a fraud and insincere. Same thing with HRC. I mean, I'm not saying I've got some super sense of discernment, but this guy just never fooled me. I never understood why people say, oh, he's such a great speaker or whatever. Whatever. But here he is wowing the crowd. And of course, that's George Soros to the right of the stairs. And this photo is freaking me out, spooky, because it does have some kind of messianic attempt or like my kids would say, aesthetic. It definitely has this like, look at everyone. He's elevated coming down the stairs, almost like the second coming of Jesus Christ. This picture, I'm not going to say it's blasphemous, but it's definitely flirting with blasphemy for those who consider Obama to be this great figure, almost messianic figure. This one, post number 33, I definitely have got to look into this. Because this is showing W.E. Du Bois with Chinese communists. And this is, as a black person, I definitely have to look into this a lot more. Wait a minute. I really shouldn't be that surprised when I think about it. If I remember correctly, he won some kind of prize from Russia or from Lenin or something. I'll have to look into that. And then, of course, here, this famous picture, which I've seen several times. I think I've even used this picture before in the past to show that McCain is just another Soros puppet. I've never liked McCain. For those of you who are new to me, well, my channel wasn't around, obviously, during Bush's time. But those of you who know me personally, and I have a lot of subscribers on here who know me personally, who've done business with me over the years or what have you, they know who I am. And they can probably attest that I've not been a fan of George W. Bush. And when they try to push McCain on us, McCain versus Obama, that was like, that was a total sham. That was the left hand, right hand from the same evil body. So, but this particular picture is George Soros with John McCain during the World Economic Forum in Switzerland in 2014. Dr. Corsi says Soros has been funding McCain since 2001. This is Black Conservative Patriot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment and share this video on social media. I have actually already set up and will be here shortly letting you folks know about my Patreon. Have a wonderful weekend. I anticipate more videos to come.
Thanks for joining us on the Black Conservative Patriot channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss a thing.